Lord, Buckles, Sentry Color Guard, Resort.
My honorable colleagues, DGP and officers and staffs, on behalf of all of us, I take great pleasure in inaugurating the officers' mess. I hope this will come to a good use, not only for the uniform staffs, but for everybody. God bless.
Sir, let me delve into all these projects a bit to explain now. Almost 2 years back, when I discussed with you about the lack of messing facilities for Nagaland police personnel and officers, especially in Dimapur and Kohima, you had immediately agreed to allocate funds for 3 mess facilities. One officer's mess in Chumukadima, one NGO's mess in Chumukadima, and this complex which you have inaugurated today. This, if you would recall, was an old, dilapidated hill-type facility with about 8 rooms, almost unlivable. You agreed to allocate fund, and now this mess has 21 rooms, including 11 suites, which can match some of the better hotels in the capital. This mess complex will have almost 30 rooms now. Hopefully, officers coming for meetings will not have to beg around or stay with friends and relatives when they visit Kohima. This will help build teamwork and camaraderie among officers. It is with pride and satisfaction that I can inform that we have installed prepaid meters for all the suites in this building. On this issue, I would like to request you to kindly consider release of budget for the RRT head for all departments in advance, because then all departments can purchase electricity in advance and start installing prepaid meters. This can be done on a pro rata basis, on a monthly basis if required, like the same manner in which we have been doing the police rations for the past year and a half. Sir, back in 2004-2006, I had investigated a pension scam, almost 160 crores then. Fake pension documents being prepared to defraud the state. We had made some recommendations by putting checks and balances. However, those checks and balances continued mechanically. The result was a nexus of doubts, delays, and harassment of pensioners and the would-be pensioners. Earlier this year, we saw a trading of allegations between various departments and public of delays and corruption. I decided to take charge again and sort out this mess. Over a period of 3 or 4 weeks, I identified the loopholes and re-engineered the process. While the pension papers are processed 6 months before retirement, we directed that for police personnel, all prospective retirees shall be attached to their respective unit headquarters 9 months in ahead of the retirement. Their papers would be completed in the next 3 months and sent to the PHQ 6 months before retirement. However, we realized that despite this, there was slow movement. The reason was apparently that under some instructions, only the GPF was processed in advance, but the leave encashment and superannuation benefits were only processed after retirement. Therefore, for the next 5-6 months, the pension papers kept lying in the PHQ, idle, only to be processed after retirement, naturally leading to delays and creation of a system of vested interest. I had meetings with Mr. Varun Aruwalia and Mr. Kahuto from the AG office, and the AG office agreed to process the pension and gratuity documents during this 5 to 6 months period. We had almost 500 cases pending with us and the AG office. In the next 6 months, we have been able to achieve a 91% settlement of pension cases. Almost 95% of superannuating employees till November 2025, their cases of pension have been settled. We have been able to settle cases of about 8 employees who are yet to retire, which means who are going to retire in the month of December yet. And we still have almost 10 working days in this month. I would like to thank the AG office led by Varun and Kahoto and Azhar, and my own officers and staff in the PHQ and units for helping in this endeavor. We hope that in future, with about 40 to 50 cases every month, we should be able to give pensions on a real-time basis and probably on the last week of retirement of every police personnel. However, two issues still remain. Leave encashment and the cycle which starts with the annual increment in December. Leave encashment is admissible up to 300 days and not more than 30 days can be added in a year. Moreover, in the last 6 months, a person can only take 180 days of leave. And that also he does at a personal loss because he loses money. I would like to request the finance department, and sir, you being in charge of the finance department also, to streamline this process so that even the leave encashment can be given during the last month of the service of the person who is retiring. If there is a fraud in leave encashment, it can definitely not be done in the last 6 months. The leave up to 300 days which gets accumulates over a period of time and not in the last month, because in the last year of service a person will get only 30 years of leave, 30 days of leave. Similarly, in the last 6 months, nobody can take more than 180 days of leave. So if he has 300 days, 120 days of leave, the Leave Encashment Act can actually be given. So if I can request the state government to consider this leave encashment aspect, it will help the pensioners a lot and their families a lot, because once a person goes on pension, I mean, his emoluments get reduced to almost half. So this leave encashment will help them. Similarly, sir, our police personnel are a huge investment, but they stay away from their families for prolonged periods with physical hardships, which result in a higher mortality rate than the rest of the government departments. We therefore tied up with the State Bank of India for a corporate salary package. About 23,000 accounts, individual accounts in the SBI, were created into a corporate salary account package in the next 2 months. The State Bank of India agreed to give us a package where, besides other benefits, the State Bank of India group insurance package makes every police personnel dying in harness, that is not dying on active duty, to be eligible for 10 lakhs payout. However, at least 1 month's salary had to be credited to the accounts before the person becomes eligible. In the last 5 months, about 50 police personnel have lost their lives. We have processed about 30 cases, and all of them have started receiving the benefits. 10 cases have been settled, and the families, I also met a few families now, they've got 10 lakh rupees each. So this will bring a lot of succor to the families of the police personnel who died. Both these measures have brought a lot of relief to the pensioners and family members of the police personnel. Sir, I thank you again for sort of agreeing to me pushing both these things in my meetings with you personally when I've had these meetings. I hope that some of the examples, for example, what we've achieved in the pensions matter, this can be replicated in the other departments also, so that all government employees who are retiring can start getting their pensionary benefits in the last month of the retirement. Thank you very much, sir, for coming and joining us and blessing us on this occasion. And I would also like to thank Mr. Kaitowai and Bashang and Mathang sir for joining us today. I hope our messing facilities will be available for everybody in the state, although we will have sort of a differential rate for police personnel or members of the mess and others. But but it takes a lot of effort to maintain the mess, and also, but anyone who wants to use the mess facilities should be able to use the mess facilities. Welcome to all of you, and thank you very much again, sir. Thank you very much.
The all officers mess constructed way back in 1980s. It has served generations of officers faithfully for more than 40 years. myself have visited this place and had parties with our friends because I also a contractor in the police engineering project. And it's good to see a new building has come up, facilities created. With the initiative of the government, as mentioned, fund was provided under SASKI Part 1. And as already mentioned by our DGP, funds were provided, and I'm happy that timely completions are there. Because SASKI is, you have to spend the money within the financial year. If you default, then the state has to pay a penalty. Or if you want to continue the next year, Part 1 on tight, you have to spend from there. That's how, it's not like other days where you have money with you and you can keep in the department and continue to spend as slow as you want, not as fast as you want. So I'm happy that newly constructed office mess stands today as a proud symbol of progress, vision, and commitment. I also give my appreciation to our DGP for his initiatives. And while inaugurating this, I was not aware that our Deputy CM is not available today. Only when his last evening I went to the program, his name was not there. So I gave a telephone call to him, and he's in his village because of one of his brother's children's wedding. So I said, now I feel bad that you're not here. You invited me, so I said, agreed. But I thought that Christmas, New Year is coming and people already are in the mood of holidays. So I thought we should do quick. But this was not brought to notice that he is absent. Anyway, I talked to him, and I'm happy that you have mentioned his name there. So it's a virtual inauguration because I have thoroughly discussed with him, and after talking, I feel that it should be okay with my friends with me to inaugurate this police officers' mess. As mentioned, works done and any constructions. You can do works, but you should supervise carefully, and then quality control should be there. We have a quality control board, but it has not been very active. But anyway, your police, you are a very needed, tight family. So I'm glad that you have done well. And I appreciate the contractors also. As mentioned, in my youth, I was also a businessman and a class 1 contractor. So my father used to work mostly in PWD, but I was working very closely with the police engineering projects because the engineers there were more of my friends, like Mr. Nair, Mr. Obang Longchari. So I work even up in the 5th NAP pack because when he travel, he don't want to travel alone. So we go together, and he used to give me works, and I did a lot of works in PEC 5th NAP also. We did works in Chamukanima, this Pesama, and Tizama, like that. I remember we had made an emergency working road in Chamukanima because one night Prime Minister Indira Gandhi stayed that night, and for that the whole complex was blacked out. And so we have to bring, those days our materials and even Dimapur materials were not there. So my father has a stone crusher in Bosa National Highway, now 62. So materials were carried, and day and night we work with lighting on. So I'm happy that we have still a relationship with the police, and today I'm proud to say that I'm still in the government. And during my time in office, not only work on it, but as Home Minister and as Chief Minister, we have set up 7 Indian Reserve Battalion. Last was the Mahila Battalion. So I think it gives a lot of employments, many infrastructures done, and for that we are more comfortable in the ratio of police and public. And I'm glad that today we have inaugurated these upgraded facilities and encourage all officers to make meaningful use of the space for greater efficiency, camaraderie, and well-being beyond serving as an official mess. This building also holds the potential to host various programs, as I had mentioned in the inauguration outside. That it's not only for uniforms, but for all friends or our guests who comes. And I'm happy that we have opened the app for even booking the facilities, not only here, but in Delhi and the other facilities created for the police. Well, I'm extremely happy. Today we had this handing over the pensioners' benefits and handing over of group terms life insurance to nominees of deceased police personnel under ESP. You will recall when government took a decision that we will disperse salaries through the bank, and also even the student scholarships, the benefit they should take it through the bank. That was introduced, and slowly it seems like very inconvenient, but why we did that was we have a vision that we should have a bank culture. So from student and childhood, they should manage and deal with the banks so that you will understand the bank relationships. Even for further studies, you can take loan. Or if you finish your educations, then when you need money, you go to the bank. It's not like Naga society. When you need money, you ask your MLA, your minister, your uncle, your auntie. And if they don't give you, you got it. You need money, so you have to go to the bank. And that's how I think today the ecosystem has been built, and digitization and transaction through transfers. I think these are very good practices, and I will also, as mentioned by DGP, we will ensure that we use the best practice of the pensioners and of their benefits. It should be flawless. You see, we have huge problem of ghost employments, ghost pensioners. There are even rumors that in Nagaland pensioners never dies, because even if somebody died, it is not reported, and therefore it has to continue to grow. So these are very bad practices. Today I'm happy that bank has come forward and helping the system, starting with police and all the departments they should have. Like you identify your SBI. So you're dealing with your pensions and therefore you give packages. And all this transaction doing through them, and that's how the bank also realized that they are sharing their benefits to the pensioners, which is a very noble idea. So I hope others will follow suit and will manage, and even the pension papers, there are a lot of pending issues which the widows or the pensioners' family face a lot of problem. It takes a lot of time. And therefore, today, with the cooperations of our bankers and our AG, so I think our people will have more privilege in serving the people, the benefits you get after retirement. That sense of gratefulness will continue to flow. To our esteemed officers, I urge you to continue your journey of service with renewed vigor, discipline, and determination. Let this new facility be a reminder of the trust placed upon you and an inspiration to strive for excellence in every duty you undertake. May your service bring greater pride, honor, and laurels to our state. So far, we're doing very well. So I encourage you that we work together and serve our people. We're proud to say that I think our state has one of the lowest crime rates, and also because we are more preemptive and we do a little, a study of intelligence, so that those who are to be committing crimes also, they don't get chance. And those are crime rate going down means the police are around and the system is there, and that's how it is less. So I congratulate all of you for all these achievements you and your police officers did. So together let us move forward with unity, integrity, and unwavering dedication in the service of our people. Thank you and God bless.